Welcome to our estate sale down in Norman this week. First thing I want to say, if you hear all of the little banging and clanking that's going on, they're having the roof repaired, so unfortunately you're going to hear lots and lots and lots of bumps and bumps as we're trying to narrate this video. But anyway, starting about the house, this house is an extremely clean house. This is probably one of the cleanest houses we've had in the last few months. Everything is neat, clean, brand new carpet. I mean, it's just meticulous. The way they kept care of everything was pretty much meticulous. First thing I would like to draw your attention to is this little Pennsylvania house chest. This is probably the nicest piece of Pennsylvania house that is in the house, and it is really adorable. This flips out to make a table, and it has these little drawer pulls, or little glides that when you pull it out, it keeps it steady. And as you know, Pennsylvania house is not the highest end brand that you can get, but it is definitely one of the more expensive brands. And it's great shape like everything else in the house is. And like I said, this is the nicest piece of Pennsylvania house that's here. And it's just a really cute, adorable little size that you can use almost anywhere in a home. We also have 2 or 3 different little area rugs. These are also nice and clean. There's no odors to any of them, which is, as you know, when you go look through a lot of houses, sometimes that's hard to find. In our living area, from what I understand, both the chairs are Pennsylvania house. We have an entertainment center. That little stand, I believe, is Pennsylvania house also. And as is, I believe, the sofa. We have a interesting book selection. The books that we have are pretty varied. There's lots of Harvard classics, lots of books on history, there's lots of biographies. There's kind of a little bit more interesting than some of the books we've been getting lately. There's a selection on art, and this is only a small selection of the books. There's actually a lot more in the family room. Over on the fireplace, if you like brass, we've got a lot of brass. And we have these 2 really huge candlesticks. And on the shelves, probably the most noted thing is we have an original Indian art piece, and it's actually artist signed on the bottom. And this piece from Southeast Asia, we've had one before that was much larger that we sold at an antique store that I think brought over $1,000 out of it. That was probably about 3 foot tall. This is a cute little, nice little shelf size. Further along, we have this little white desk, which isn't part of the built-in cabinets. We can actually sell it. We have this mission style desk. This mission style desk is actually, it's very well constructed. It's got dovetail drawers. It almost looks like when I was in high school, what they use for lab tables or for stuff like in the chemistry lab. It's really sturdy. It's really good looking. In the sunroom, we've got a lot of white wicker furniture. We have a white wicker rocker, a couple of small side tables. Over here we have vinyl wicker, which, as you know, you can actually put this outside and you don't have to worry about the weather getting it. Over here we have a white iron baker's rack. This is larger than the normal ones that we see at some of our sales. And it's all glass. And in the family room, if you're planning a vintage wedding, this wedding dress is immaculate. It is totally spotless. I've checked every inch of it. If you're planning a vintage wedding and want a vintage dress, this is a great dress. Over here, we have literally hundreds of DVDs. What the most interesting thing about the DVDs is there's lots of classics that aren't just like the first run movies that come out now. Lots of stuff like from my parents and my grandparents' era. I mean, there's stuff back from the 50s movies, 60s movies. It's not just new movies. There's lots of classics that are hard to find. And there are literally, I would say, hundreds of DVDs. We also have these 3 bar stools. And Pennsylvania house is an oval drop leaf table. Over there, you can see we have more books. This is the other half of the book collection, and a lot of what's over here are going to be novels, and there's some Washington Irving section on history. And further down we have this little DVD cabinet. These open up, and you put books or DVDs in them. This is our CD selection, and a lot of it's classics like Frank Sinatra, that type of stuff, and jazz. We have magazines, lots of foreign affairs magazines, and also National Geographic. And this is the outside stuff. We can't go out there right now because they're re-roofing and they've caused kind of a big mess, which they have promised will be cleaned up before we open the cell. But there is some patio furniture, this nice metal arbor. There is some pots around the side, and so this is kind of the closest we can get to it right now. This is the master bedroom. This is the extent of our costume jewelry collection. And the chest it's sitting on is, I believe, solid oak. And it's really sturdy. This is a Pennsylvania House nightstand. It has the little pull-out shelf so that if you set a drink on it, it won't stain it. In the closet, we have a really nice new walker. And out here, we have this little gliding rocking chair. Ethan Allen style chair, a couple of end tables, and a king size bed. This is adorable. This is, if you have pets that can't get up on the bed, this is a little folding stairs, and it folds up so that you can store it, or it pops down, and they can get up on the bed. Now in the garage is probably where most of you are going to hang out. It is packed full of tools. And over here, tons of yard tools. This ladder won't be here. She's picking this up before we start the cell. One of the family we're doing the cell for is keeping this separate. We have power tools with a fairly new Ryobi skill saw. Over here, the lawnmower, she's also picking this up, so it won't be here, but we have a Ryobi miniature rototiller. We have 2 or 3 big weed eaters, an electric chainsaw that goes on the pole, so if you want to do tree trimming. This is the first time we've ever had one of these. This is an electric log splitter. It's a 5-ton capacity. These things run about 350 new. But you plug it in, you can split all the logs you want, and with fall coming up, that's actually a great little thing to, if you do your own woodwork, or you do your own wood cutting. We've got a metal yard sprinkler. This isn't one of the ones with plastic. This is all metal. Real expensive hoses. These were $60 a real new. More miscellaneous tools. And down here on the floor, we have a pop-up dining canopy and a pop-up screen tent. We have a Maytag electric dryer. And we have 3 refrigerators, 2 little mini fridges, and a larger one. All of them work. They're plugged in. They're all working, so we know for a fact that they're going to cool. And this is the rest of our tools and the small croquet set at the bottom. And now we're going to go into the kitchen. In the kitchen, pretty much normal pots and pans. There's a rearware set at the very end, and a Nordic ware muffin or a popover pan. And the refrigerator, this has to stay with the house, so we can't sell it. Some blue cornflower Pyrex. And back into the dining area. I haven't checked. I'm pretty sure this is Pennsylvania House on the dining table and chairs. The china cabinet is for sure Pennsylvania House. And I believe the server is also Pennsylvania House. These 2 Over in the china cabinet, we have, I believe it's a piece of Shawnee or Hull. These two are Belique. We have a Weller vase. This is Herond, if you collect Herond. A piece of Lennox, some Wedgwood, and a couple small pieces of Waterford. And over here, this is Spode Christmas, and it's not broken, so it's not half off. Spode Christmas, this is, I've never had one of these yet at one of our sales. It's a little cheese dish. And two oak bookcases. These things are very sturdy, but really, really nice. And one of the sets of china. Over on the dining room table, we've got another set of china. I forgot what this was. It's actually Limoges from France. It actually says Limoges right on it. And it's a full set. This is a nice Epergne. The Epergne is hand blown. And this sits in, or you can leave it out depending on how you need to use it. More miscellaneous glassware. There is really nice multicolored set in there. And then some glass slippers and other like various vases. Now, upstairs, we'll run up there. And as we go in here, this mattress is literally brand new. It is Lady Americana. It looks like it has never been slept on. It is totally, totally spotless. And we'll be selling that in this bed frame. This bed frame also looks like it's never been used. I haven't even seen this at the stores yet. It has a touch button sensor that comes on. It needs a white logo over there, but that's pretty nifty. Over here we have older style dresser and some more books. These are going to be classics, and so Henry novels and more Harvard classics. And a small drawer front secretary. Now, in the last two rooms, this is some games, some small toys. There's going to be some vintage toys. Not crazy vintage, but vintage. We have David Winter cottages, some cards, and some miscellaneous Christmas. And in the next room, we have a Pennsylvania House wingback chair, a nice cedar chest, and this is a Haywood Wakefield stand. And then all of these linens. So we are going to go downstairs. The second video is going to be the car that we're selling. It is a 1999 Buick, I believe a Buick LeSabre, but we'll make sure when we get down there what it is. And it's blue, so click to the next video and we can look at the car.